In this demo, we will be looking at People Picker functionality. This functionality is out of the box and it uses Office 365 user connector, which in turn at the backend connects to Azure Active Directory where your users are listed with their name, email ID, job title, and various other schema informations. It's a very simple app, but the goal here is to showcase how you could use this People Picker in your business apps. About 90% of the business apps that you build are targeted towards your internal users, such as your colleagues, your teams, your departments, your organization. And all of these users can only access or build Power Apps using Office 365 account. And without that account, you can't create Power Apps or access Power Apps either. And that account is created from Azure Active Directory tenant or NT login, user ID and password, if you will. So I thought this would be an interesting, a small little app, but this particular concept is used in almost every app that's been built, where you have a action item for the next user. It could be a ticket management app, it could be a service desk app, it could be a sales order app, or asset tracking app, or any app that you build would need another people as part of approval workflow. It could be your manager, finance team, HR, marketing, or anyone for that matter. So you could reuse this template in any of those use cases where you would need your internal people to be a part of that app, probably an assignee or a approver, and you could use this connector to build this app real quick. Solution components used in this app is Office 365 connector and Power Platform, and all of this is out of the box and there is no cost involved. Let's get into the app and see how it works. I'm on my desktop screen here because I wanted to show how the connector works as well. You log into the app, and once you click on People Picker, what you see here is list of users that's available for you to assign a task or update a record for that user or assign some work order related stuff, asset related stuff, or anything for that matter. It could be an individual. In this case, it's individual. It could be a team. It could be a distribution list. It could be a group or anything for that matter. All this data is coming from Office 365 users from Modern 365 Admin Center. Now I could search for the app by character or text or by keying the name of the person and it automatically picks up. So all you have to use is that connector and then create a gallery and then list those users. Now I'll flip to Modern Workplace Admin Center, and this is my instance where I have 25 users listed. And these are the details that's actually being pulled into Power Apps. As you can see, Alan Steiner, and so on and so forth. And in real world, you don't really have to worry about the number of users that's here. All you have to do is connect Office 365 Power Apps connector, and then you could bring in all the detail that's required from the user. Of course, you can't bring their user ID, password, and stuff like that. But whatever schema that's been available for you to use, and that's designed by the administrator of that tenant. In this case, it's a modern workplace tenant. So I wanted to show where this data is coming from. It's coming from Modern Workplace M365 Admin Center. Now going back to the Power App, and this is the user that we just saw, which is Alan, and that is listed here. And it picks that detail, the picture, the name, and email ID, and stuff like that from Office 365. So I want to let you know how easy it is to configure the people picker. Now, I want to show you how it can be used in a demo scenario because that is where you would want to use it. And like I said, about 80% of the app, you have to assign some tasks to some users in your organization. It could be your neighbor, colleague in the team. It could be a department. It could be a functional department. It could be a cross boundary company staffs of yours who are all in the Active Directory, right? So let's click on some use cases where you could actually go ahead and submit some of those user as an assigned task. So in this case, what I will do is I'll come back to this particular page. It's just a sample one to show you how you could utilize the People Picker app. And you could use that templated People Picker app in a lot of other Power Apps use cases where you'd need to have a next party or people that needs to take the next action, right? So in this case, I'm going to use a simple ticketing system, very basic use case, where you can assign this ticket to some personal. In real time, you would probably assign it to a team or a group of people. Now we would see how we could use the people picker to assign that ticket. I can submit a ticket. I can view my tickets. First, we will start with submitting a ticket. We'll create some text and we say we just want to assign a ticket. Now, this is only a demo purpose. Of course, you would have what's the purpose of the ticket, which department, HR, finance, marketing, and all that. It's all listed in my other demo, which is called Modern Ticketing System, where you could take a look at that. Here, the only goal here is to see how you could use the out of the box people picker. Like I said, you could use that, assign the contact, and click on submit. And as you can see, it is assigned to Krista. And you can assign multiple people as well, and then click on save. And now the issue has been reported. Now, if you click on view tickets, you would see not started. There are two tickets. In progress, there are one, completed and blocked. And you can also search for that as well. Now, the purpose of this demo is definitely not about what happens to the ticket, the workflow, triggers into Teams, Outlook for approval. No, the purpose of this particular demo is just to show you how you could use People Picker in the context of a sample use case. Now you could go back and click on that user and you could assign another user if you want to. That's totally possible. So where it is used within Power Apps, I want to show that as well. Let's go to People Picker and then we would go into the dev mode, come back here. So it is a gallery. And as you can see at the top here, you got to use this Office 365 users connector. And I'm pulling 25 records. If you want to pull just two records, you could make it top two. In some cases, you might have thousands of users. You don't want to list all the 1,000 users. You could have conditional list and sorting mechanism and delegate mechanism to list those users. If I click on 10 or type 10, you would only see 10 of those users coming from my Active Directory or Modern Workplace. So for now, I'll leave it at 25 because I do have 25 users here, as you can see from my Active Directory or Modern Workplace Admin Center. And with this one code, which is Office 365 users, you could build a nice looking People Picker app. You need to use a gallery and then the item property uses formula, and it would give you this particular output. This is only a showcase of People Picker, and it's about how you use this in the context of the use cases. And I showed a sample demo of, assigning a ticket to an user as part of that use case. However, the options are endless. You would be using this in many use cases where you build the Power Apps. I think that completes the demo. I hope it was useful. Thank you.